This is easily the most overlooked and undervalued piece of nutrition advice. This one tip alone, one change, helped one of my clients previously, helped him lose 6 kilos of body fat, body mass within a month, just by one change to his diet. And I bet that most people listening aren't probably taking full advantage of it. It's the easiest and most beneficial piece of advice that I give to all of my clients. And a lot of people are going to overlook it or dismiss it for being too easy. What is it? Eating more plants, eating more fruits and vegetables, particularly vegetables. So you may have heard of the advice or the recommendations to eat 30 plants a week. And there's a lot of reasons behind that. So obviously I'm a dietitian, and whenever I'm giving pieces of nutrition advice, a lot of people come to me for performance, and I'm giving advice and nutrition recommendations based on performance improvements, but they will have health implications as well. And eating more plants, whether you're plant-based, you're vegetarian, you're vegan, or you eat meat or not, eating more plants in your diet, adding one extra serve per day, is going to improve your health no matter what your starting point is. So eating a large variety of plants regularly in your diet plays a really key role in the diversity of your gut microbiome, which is the number and the types of good bacteria living in your gut. And research has shown that people who are eating more than 30 plants a week have got greater gut microbiome diversity than people who eat only 10 different plants a week. Having more plants and fruit and vegetables in your diet helps you feel fuller for longer, and it can have a huge impact on managing your overall energy intake, which, if you're trying to maintain weight or to lose weight, can help you to get there. So if weight loss is a goal for you, vegetables should not be overlooked in your nutrition strategy. As I said, I've even had one of my athletes lose 6 kilos in less than a month just by this one change. Sounds impossible, right? It's not. When I was looking at his food diary and his food intake, he was doing probably 15 hours, maybe even 20 hours of training a week, had a massive appetite, like most of the cyclists that I work with. And when I was looking at his food diaries, I noticed that he was having massive portions of food, sometimes even going for seconds or thirds, because there wasn't much substance there. There wasn't any vegetables, there wasn't any fruit that was keeping the meal plate volume size that he needed, but the energy low. Because we can eat a lot of vegetables, volume and weight wise, for the amount and the calories that will provide from if there was the rice or the pasta or whatever else in the plate. And so by adding 250 to 500 grams of vegetables to almost all of his meals, it meant that the volume could stay high. He was staying satisfied, but also meant that he wasn't over consuming food intake at any point of the day, which helped him lose weight without even trying. This is how, when we're looking at the quality of our meals, the quality of our diet, by making these small tweaks and changes, ensuring that we are getting enough vegetables throughout the day, that helps us feel fuller, and we can end up losing weight without trying because we've just changed the volume of the meals. And like the vegetarian, the vegan athletes that I work with, they often have people commenting on how much food they're eating because it looks like a lot of food on the plate, but energy-wise, it's actually very, very low because there's not all that much substance in it. And so when I'm encouraging my clients to increase the number of plants in their daily diet, one of the things I would be saying is that we're trying to aim for upwards of 1 kilogram a day and 30 different plants a week. And they tend to look at me like I'm crazy and say that's impossible. And so one person even told me, like, there's not even 30 vegetables out there. So I'm here to show you that there are indeed 30 different vegetables out there. There's 30 vegetables, 30 fruits, 30 seeds, 30 grains. I've put them all together in a list to show you and demonstrate how much variety there is in the world. Depending on what country you are in, what part of the world you're living in, there will be different options available to you. But I want to help you out on your journey of increasing the amount and the types of plants in your diet. So I'm going to share 30 different veggies, fruits, 30 different grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds that you might consider adding into your diet. If you were to include 5 different plants per day, you will easily find yourself hitting 30 a week, because a lot of the time we'll eat the same fruits and vegetables each day, the same fruits and the same meals, and that's why our diversity is limited. So if you normally have a banana with your breakfast. You might have a banana with some seeds on there. You might have a banana and some berries. You might add a different portion. I even saw someone recently, they mixed some seeds into their normal peanut butter so that every spoonful of peanut butter they got was getting not just the peanut butter, but it was getting some chia seeds and some linseeds and some pumpkin seeds. And they were getting, again, just a little bit of diversity with what they were already eating. If you go onto my website, I'll link it in the show notes, but you can go to my website, search for 30 plants a week, you'll find the full list. So are you ready for over 30 vegetables? So as I said, I can easily think of 30 different vegetables to add more diversity to your diet, especially when you start thinking about all the green leafy vegetables. They all count. Carrots, lettuce, spinach, rocket, endive, broccoli, leeks, shallots, asparagus, green beans, edamame, celery, kale, cucumber, peas, eggplant, cauliflower, sweet potato, pumpkin, capsicum or peppers if you're not Australian, chilies, white potatoes, corn, avocado, onions, red cabbage. Hang on, I just want to go back to the potatoes thing. I was in Peru recently and they told me there is 1,000 different types of potatoes. That's like all those different potatoes are going to have slightly different nutritional profiles. Anyway, where was I? Red cabbage, artichoke, mushroom, bok choy, zucchini or courgette, squash, tomatoes, garlic, ginger, bean sprouts, cress. Like this is just the start. There are so many different unique vegetables in different cultures. Like if you go to Asian countries, like like there's bok choy and then there's all the other types of choys and that are out there. That's 30 different vegetables that are available quite easily. I find when I go to a standard supermarket all the way around the world, each country is then going to have different availability. So I think a few years ago, I was pushing myself out of my comfort zone of testing and trialing out new fruits and vegetables. And I tried kohlrabi, which was a vegetable I'd never used before. And so, yeah, even if you just challenge yourself to try one random unique vegetable, just Google a recipe, search for it. It might come in a veggie box. That's what I was doing. They were coming in a veggie box. And I use that as a way to push myself out of my comfort zone. Now is the time for fruit. As I said, there are at least 30 different types of fruits out there. You might look at including blueberries, blackberries, pomegranate, Sharon fruit, also known as persimmon, figs, plums, grapes, cranberries, raspberries, passion fruit, cherries, grapefruit, lychee, dragon fruit, pawpaw, mango, guava, rhubarb, pineapple, lemon, lime, orange, mandarin, watermelon, rockmelon or cantaloupe, pear, peach, nectarine, apricot, strawberries, kiwi fruit, apples, banana. That's 30 fruits just there that you might want to try. You don't have to eat the same oranges and bananas and apples all the time. Mix it up, and they can be frozen canned as well. Next, the final category, I admit this one did get me stumped for a little while, looking for 30 different grains, legumes, nuts and seeds that are out there. It was still a bit of a challenge, but I did conquer it, and I think there's still more I could add to this list. Barley, quinoa, soybeans, lima beans, fava beans, cannelloni beans, red lentils, green lentils, mung beans, chickpeas, kidney beans, black-eyed beans, black beans, cashews, Brazil nuts, pecans, hazelnuts, pistachios, almonds, buckwheat, peanuts, macadamias, walnuts, sacha, inki, pine nuts, chia seeds, hemp seeds, sesame seeds, poppy seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and linseed seeds or flax seeds. Whew. Okay, so you've got 90 different plants that you could look at including in your diet to add some extra diversity. And again, we've got to look at practicalities. Every one serve that you add is going to make a difference, is going to make a benefit. So look at how could you add an extra serve of a fruit or a vegetable or a plant into each meal to help bump you up. And it might be a serve of fruit at your breakfast. It might be an extra vegetable in your salad. For example, a salad recently that I had contained 12 different plants. I always like to think, can I get 10 plants into this meal? Rocket, endive, kale, red cabbage, red capsicum, cucumber, coriander, tomatoes, pomegranate seeds, roast pumpkin, pumpkin seeds, hemp seeds. It had lots of different textures and flavors that helped. This is how you make salads not being boring. If it's just lettuce and tomatoes, it might be a bit boring, but if you add the color, look for eating that rainbow, it's going to make it so much more interesting and inviting to eat. So adding plants isn't about being perfect every day. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency. And there are days that you won't eat as many fruits and vegetables as another day, but we're looking for patterns. We're looking for trends overall on a daily, weekly, monthly sort of basis that you're getting a more diverse diet and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. So rather than just counting macros, why not try looking at how many plants you're having in a week and seeing, can I push myself to have a little bit more diversity, add an extra serve of some sort of fruit, vegetable, or plant grain seed into my diet to add extra micronutrients, extra antioxidants for my health, for my fullness, and for my energy sort of levels. Remember, fresh, frozen, dried fruits, vegetables, it all counts. That's all for today. Like, subscribe, fuel your ride, and I will see you next time.